Hey everyone and welcome back. I'm Jamie and I hope you're having a fierce day. Today we're doing part 2 of the Among Us characters. If you haven't seen the first part, definitely check it out. We go through lime, yellow, green, black, pink, and cyan. This time we're wrapping up the Big 12 with orange, blue, brown, white, purple, and red. I love Among Us and I've played it so much that in my mind I've created personas for each color. So the first color we're going to draw, or the 7th I guess, is orange. Orange is sort of a baby. I see them as youngins who want to be taken seriously but don't really know what's going on, since they're almost always the first one to hit the emergency button. If not, they definitely press it at some point in the game. It seems like they're easily forgotten as well. I always see them with a little plant sprout so they look like a carrot, which is adorable. I was hesitant to make a character who's a kid since the deaths can get pretty gruesome, but really, if you're killing Orange, you're killing a kid. It's cool. They wander around and try to figure things out, and if you kill them, you're taking advantage of their purity. Orange was brought on the ship for one of those summer programs, like how kids can go to summer camp at NASA. They take it way too seriously and really think they're navigating the ship, when in reality, the adults just gave them a tablet to fiddle with and keep them occupied. So fittingly, they wear the orange suit because it's like an astronaut. As imposters, they tend to kill recklessly, probably out of panic. I see them running around a lot aimlessly before actually killing. They're pretty adorable. So there's Orange. Next is Blue. Blue is always the imposter, but never sus. I always forget that they're even in the game because they're quiet and sort of a default color in my head. I don't know why. I rarely see them with an accessory, and they tend to go solo, and they finish tasks right away. They were really born for efficiency. I see them as a sleek, agile killer with an unassuming form, unlike Purple. Blue was hired as the ship's accountant. They're really great with numbers and tasks, and they have an elephant's memory, and are quite introverted. Sort of like Creed from The Office and Mystique from X-Men. I know they're quite different, but mixed together they're blue. Definitely an INTJ. The deadly expertise and dexterity of Mystique combined with the sudden unprompted concerning statements that Creed makes. Blue would definitely show up to a company party covered in murder blood and then realize that it's Halloween. They pick the blue suit because it blends into the shadows easily and can sometimes be mistaken for other dark colors like purple and black. It's very strategic. They kill very well, and when they are the imposter, a lot of the times they win. And as always, drop a comment if you agree or disagree with any of these. This is from my own personal experience playing Among Us. Next week, I will be posting some Among Us gameplay with my sister, so hit the sus button if you are real one. Sorry. Anyway, I drew Blue in sort of a seated position, uninterested in everything that's going on. They have a watch because they're very keen on not wasting any time and getting those kills in as quickly as they can. And of all these 12, I did make one of them the killer, so if you can guess who the killer is, put them in the comments. I will let you know at the end of the video, so guess before then. That is Blue. Next, we have Brown. Brown is 100% on Discord playing with a friend. I often see them with Green. I think they're like the dynamic duo. I almost always see Brown with either a plunger or the toilet paper on their head. And they're the color I most frequently see with kid pets. They'll say stuff to screw with everyone's mind, like how do I vent like red? And they'll spread rumors about other people being sus, even sometimes throwing themselves under the bus just to mess with people and cause chaos. They also like to roleplay depending on their pet or their name. I think of them as chaotic neutral, sort of like a mixture of Jack Sparrow and Kumar from Harold and Kumar. They're most likely to get voted out due to personality or something they said, just because they can get annoying. They're also the most likely to call an emergency meeting just to say hi. They're pretty deadly as imposters because they're very good at building relationships and persuading others. Charisma is definitely their strongest skill. They can talk their way out of anything. If Blue is an INTJ, then Brown is the ESFP. They're pretty much foils. They were either hired as janitor or sales, I'm not sure. And they picked the brown suit because the only color choice that came in corduroy. I feel like they would actually care about fabric material. So I drew Brown chilling, probably trying to talk to Blue on the bench and distract them and try to spread rumors about who the killer is. Of course, Blue doesn't care. And I figured it would be most convenient to put the baby in a little chest carrier. I gave them socks and sandals just to capitalize on the fact that they're very annoying. There's Brown. White is next. White's most likely to skip a vote. They're pretty humble and quiet, and they don't like to point fingers. I often see them with a little halo, which is really cute. This is really specific, but for some reason, they're always the first to get to the reactor during a meltdown. They like to shadow people. Unlike Pink, who likes to team up and walk around with new friends, White likes to hang out behind and watch because they're either suspicious of you or they're terrified to be alone, and they need a witness in case they die. They like to watch what you're doing because they're probably the most paranoid of all the colors. As imposter, a lot of times they'll just hit the emergency button and say that they're imposter. Because of this, they're least likely to leave the game if they get crewmate, and I think they prefer being crewmate. The imposter is just evil for them. They always tell the truth, too. They're the character that avoids electrical altogether, since the benefit of completing their tasks does not outweigh the risk of death or even finding a body, which is so dramatic. They were hired with Cyan, and since Cyan died instantly, White's already on edge. They're so paranoid that they picked White as their suit since it's easy to see blood or dirt on, and it's also disposable. I see them as germaphobes who are excellent at biology. They probably grow veggies for the other crewmates on the ship and always carry around hand sanitizer. So there's White. Next to last is Purple. Purple is always sus. Purple is legit always sus. 100%. I am terrified of Purple. Just stay away from Purple. This is the character I see the most vividly, since they 100% look like this all the time, always. Purple always be wearing the ninja mask, looking extremely suspicious, venting and stuff. If I see Purple walking towards me, I cross the street, I cross the state, and I move out. If I see Purple in electrical, I skip over those tasks like hopscotch. Purple's sus AF. They remind me of Black Noir from The Boys. They're always quiet and menacing. They just stand there. Menacingly. They have a purple suit because it's like a super villain evil being of danger. As a crewmate, they sus. They won't do anything to prove their innocence either. I never see them, but they always show up when the button is pressed, acting like they don't know anything. I wouldn't be surprised if Purple plays the organ and has a collection of doll heads in their attic. They're the kind of crewmate that just appears behind you and freaks you out, and you laugh and try to ease the tension, but they just stare at you with their dead eyes. Nobody really knows why they were hired. They just showed up one day and don't seem to do anything. They just briefly reflect in a mirror or a window or something, and you turn around and they're gone. They're in your nightmares. Everything about Purple is terrifying, and I will always vote for them. Purple sus. Anyway, the last color is red. I saved red for last because I always like to play red. It's the color of choice. I like it because I always know where I am. Also, this might be weird, but for different names and words, I sort of pair colors with them. And Jamie has always been red in my mind. I don't even particularly like the color, I just chose it because it's me. But moving on, from what I've gathered, red is always sus. As red, I always move around constantly. If I'm staying in one place, I'm tapping the keys, frantically dancing, like back and forth or doing a jig. I don't need any evidence or information to vote. If somebody says a color, I will vote. I hate skipping because it's boring and it makes me feel like the team is just stuck where we were before and people died for no reason. I always chat in the group. I always introduce myself and say hello in the waiting room. I always scream when somebody dies and give them a short eulogy. And I always agree with people, even if they conflict with each other. I love agreeing and contributing to groupthink. I also like to follow people around just to keep myself occupied, but this often backfires as I will follow somebody into a dark room and they will kill me. Many times people will just say red at the very beginning before anyone dies and I will get voted off. So I spend a lot of my time playing as a ghost where I immediately welcome each player as they die and enter #GhostGame. Sometimes I vote myself because I'm a sucker for peer pressure and I'd rather vote myself than skip. I never admit it when I'm the imposter, but I'm not very good at words, so it's difficult to defend myself or to frame other people. I'll never kill players I formed a bond with. I'm 100% trustworthy of everyone except Purple, so sometimes I kill in front of others. I hate the long tasks, and I always try to get them done, but not the long ones. I'm also very intense, and every time a player dies, I vow to avenge them, and I also frequently vow to restore my honor. I get very emotional in this game. I was probably hired as a delivery boy or a messenger, and I was given the red suit because it's flame retardant, and I was voted most likely on the ship to catch on fire. So there are all 12 Among Us characters. This was really enjoyable. I loved it, and I hope you did too. I really want to hear what everybody else plays at and how they play, so comment below. Again, these are opinions formed from games I've played personally. So thanks so much for watching, it means so much. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Okay guys, listen up. We need to figure—
Where? ASDJHHP.
What?
Where?
Hey, I'm serious.
No entiendo inglés.
Why did you call a meeting? Nobody died yet.
Cyan died?
Purple sus. I saw purple and green scan and white was following cyan. White sus. Where? Yellow was with me the whole time. They're innocent. Guys, I think I'm the imposter. We have no proof. Let's just skip, okay?
I'm the one who called the meeting. Listen.
I can't die. I have a son to care for.
The proof is that blue was nowhere to be found.
Yo, how do I vent like red?
Wait, what? Lime, vote! Fuck.
Thank you all for watching. Please remember to